Okay, this is take number 4. Take number 4. Let's see. I think this is the last time I'm going to mess with it, because YouTube is not liking what I'm putting down, but we'll see. All right, so I need to change the orientations on these, so let's just zero them out. See where I'm at on here. Okay, so that is it, nice and flat. Now if I go to, I might make this flat again. So we have the signing contract asset, and all these assets will be linked after this video is published, just letting you know. Well, let's go ahead and go to position. All right, let me open up the orientation here. All right, so that's all I moved. Okay, that's all I moved. That's not bad. So let's do 7.8. Oh, let's just do 8 to make the number easy. Okay, barely did anything, which is fine. All right, and then on months and 6, I do have a Y rotation. I might have to mess up with that. All right, let's do 8. Both of these are now 8. It just needs more. It just needs more. Okay, that's more like it. So that's 18. Let me try 18 on here. That looks better. I need to fix this camera. Let's go ahead and work on that camera. Let me hide everything else. All right, so far an excellent connection. All right, and we have 5 viewers. What's going on, everyone? I think I finally got this YouTube thing going. Goodness. But glad you're here. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, because this was the last time that I was gonna try this. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this. But right now, I feel like I have the transitions down pretty well. I just need to focus on this camera, because this doesn't look bad. I just want it to be a little bit quicker. And then I don't have the position right, I feel like. I have to, I think I overshot it, because I think I tried to fix it right here on this keyframe. So I'm gonna be moving those keyframes. Okay. All right, so that puts us there. So we're gonna keep coming in. In this case, I need to use, I think it's still Y. No, I need to use X parameter. I need to scoot it over. I'm trying to get this right. Everything's kind of at an angle right now. So I did change the orientation on this. Okay. Where's it happening here? So we're ending. What is that, 422? I think we made a mark on that. No, we didn't. Okay. Oh yeah, so I started over and just kind of moved some assets over. Let's go to 422. Man, I just eyeballed it. It was pretty close. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This keyframe needs to be somewhere over here. All right, and then I'll pull this forward. Himadri. Hopefully I'm saying that right. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Okay. So I'm going to take off this orientation. Where is that putting me? See, that's what I needed. That's what I needed right there. So as far as the orientation, I think I just have to move the position now. Okay, so as we're traveling, Yeah, I don't know why I did that. That's what was tripping me up the whole time. I do need to... I might need a little bit more separation. This might not be far enough. Might need a little bit more separation. Because I think this is my null. Yeah, that's my null right there. Okay. See where we're at now. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to change these text layers. Okay, so now I think I can go ahead and take out the orientations on these. Good to see you. You are great. Respect from Bangladesh. Well, thanks, man. I try my best. I try my best. Okay, let's break this down to 0. Take this one down to 0. There we go. Okay. I think I'm liking the look of that. Just have to make them a bit smaller. All right. I think I like that. Maybe have a little bit more separation because the 18 needs to be smaller. Or I'm sorry, this text layer needs to just be smaller. And he honestly needs to be centered. So what I might do is move him over. Because I'm kind of like going back and forth of like, well, I can mess with the actual image itself, or I can move the asset. That's why I'm kind of tempted. Oh, wait, that's the wrong guy. Because I'm just tempted to move the asset. Because he's kind of in the middle of all this. Okay. Then I'll adjust the text. Ah, goodness. Because he is kind of centered. All right. Something like that. You make months a little bit bigger. That's not bad. Okay. I'm going to try and center this too. Oops, wrong one. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Do these already have glow on them? They do. I think I want it to be more prominent. Okay, that's not bad. Adjust this one. Okay, I'm fine with that. I don't think I need a shadow. Okay, so we're coming in. Okay, I need to fix the path here. Go ahead and hide some of this. All right, so I have this. This looks good up until about right here. Okay. Might be able to mess with the value graph. Because that's where I'm sitting. But I don't want it to be over there. Oh yeah, and here's another thing. This will make it a little bit easier because now you can actually handle these inside the value graph. Is that you have to separate them first. Don't know why it's like that, but that's how it goes. So from here, it actually might be this one. Because I straightened it out there. Path is just not... Okay, let me try the speed graph. Let's try easy ease. See where that puts us. Yeah, we're having that problem again. Oh, that's some music. Okay, I don't want that at all. Abdullah, he's back. What's going on, man? How you doing? Okay. So what if I stretch this? Maybe a deeper valley here. Because I need this to happen sooner. Not at all. Not at all what I wanted. I don't think this is going to be nice. Not at all. Okay. I might just have to start this again. Does Premiere and AE use graphics card for preview, or they use RAM? Does Premiere or AE use graphics card for preview? Or they use RAM? They both do. Yeah. Yeah, they both do. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. I hate to delete these keyframes, but it's just gonna have to happen. So we're shifting. What's happening here? What was that all about? I have another key. I think I just found out why all that was happening. Okay. All right. I think we got it now. But I think After Effects just used the RAM for preview. It certainly, that's probably right. Does Premiere and AE use graphics card for preview, or they use RAM? If I remember correctly, I think you can... Sorry, in my head, I totally just swapped what you were saying. Okay. Just uses RAM. Yes, that is right. It just uses RAM. I want to say there is a setting that you could have it use the graphics card. See if I can find it. I'm running a video editing agency, but facing issues to handle all the things by myself. Any suggestions? Ooh, I really like that question. I'm running a video agency, but facing issues. Well, I mean, there's a lot of questions that I could ask you. How long have you been doing it? I guess is where we start. Then my next question after that is, do you really want to run an agency? Because an agency, you know, it's a totally different model. Hey, brother, what's up? Just editing, my friend. I'll be going for a little bit more than an hour. I'm going till noon. It's about 10:51 right now. All right, getting back to Abdullah. Let me see here. Yeah, so CPU reserved for other applications. I thought there was a way you could add. Your GPU. But I guess really it's just on export. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, reserved for other applications. Yeah. Okay. Go to video preview and check there. I thought I already did. Let's try it again. For the last one, great. Glad you're doing good, Avish. For the last 1 year, maybe. And yes, I want to. Okay. I mean, there's different responsibilities, for sure. But I mean, how, like, do you like the responsibility of managing editors? Do you like what are the pieces of the what are the pieces of the what God, I can't talk. What are the pieces of the agency that you like to work on? Because I don't, like, you're facing issues. What are those issues? Like, we don't really have any information. If you want to talk about that, what are those issues that you're facing? All right, let me see if I can get this timing right again. So we're moving forward about right at the 21 mark. Okay, 21 mark. Let's try this again. Okay, we're turning. So we got that right. Coming straight out, fishing issues on generating leads. What is your current strategy right now? First and foremost. Start with that. And then I know that I'm going to have to make this a Bezier. Okay, that's where we're at right now. Okay. Oh, my nose. All right. Okay, so we're going to be moving forward. I need to shift this up. We're going right into this square. Okay, ends over here. I'm going up. And we're just moving it. Because I'm going to try something different. I'm going to use the pin tool on this go around. See if that makes a difference. Okay. I think there needs to be more separation on this. I think so. Because I want to get over those two. Be around right here. Okay, so I'm going to move everything out. Yeah, what strategy are you doing on this? Okay, so mostly I got leads by suggestion. And now I want to... I'm guessing you mean referral? I'm not trying to get into semantics, but mostly I got leads by suggestion, and now I want to grow more, but generating leads is making a headache. What was your strategy? Are you talking about like word of mouth? Like, do you post on social media? Do you reach out to people? Do you do cold DMs, cold emails? Are you physically showing up to businesses? Or are you making phone calls? I need you to get a little bit more specific. Okay, so we're moving here. Okay, I'm moving these back. Let's move all these back. So we have the text layers and the signing contract asset position. Let's move all these things back. We get something like that. Okay. Question is, what does that look like on that first frame? Oh, I just made keyframes, didn't I? Okay, it's fine. Goodness gracious. Okay. Let me take that out of the equation. Okay. Oh yeah, these are animating. Oh, I keep forgetting that. Alright, let's take off these animations. They don't need to be here. I'll do that later. I'm just trying to get the positioning right. Okay, yes, the referrals through cold emails. I've finished till he said you quit. Sweet. Oh, that's good. Yo, man, give me that sauce. Alright, these are really bothering me. Alright, moving this back. I don't know. Right in front of that. So that's what, 14? I'm gonna do the same thing, 1407. You don't have Flow plugin? No. No, I do not. Is Flow free? Because if I'm thinking of what it is, I tried to install it, but it wasn't working, so I just left it alone. I messed with it for like an hour, and I'm like, whatever, I'm not messing with it, and I never got back to it. If it's AE scripts. Hello, Saturn from PH? Does that mean Philippines? Here, may I ask if you saw the Houston Cole latest upload reels? No, I have not. No, I use Cracked. Yeah, man, I try not to use crack software. I don't actively promote piracy. And not saying that you're a bad person that you do. I just know that this stuff is expensive to use. And that's why I don't have a lot of like deep plugins, because they're really expensive. It makes me like 4 to 5 hours to edit a good talking reel. Is it normal? I would say yeah. Like that's usually how long it takes me to do that. Do you think cold email would be a good idea for generation leads for editing service? Yeah, like it's still just one strategy. And it depends on like how often you're doing it. Like if you're sending a few hundred a day, you're probably doing pretty well. And that's what it takes, a few hundred a day. You can't just send out 1 or 2 emails. Is there a video from the start? Previously, yeah. I mean, I can talk you through what I did. But anyway. All right, we need to make this way different. Okay, let's reset this. See where we're at. Okay, I need this to be up here. Let's go ahead and make another keyframe. Okay, we're moving through. Nope, didn't want that. I feel like I had the first one right. But it's fine. Now I'm way behind and I'm going straight toward. Oh my god, this is making me mad. Okay, I need this to be the same until about right there. Okay, let's try that. Nope. Coming through. Oh, okay. Wow. Sorry. I just kind of got lost. Okay, whoa. How did you get these? Oh, this was shared to me, one of the friends of the channel through chat yesterday. It's Ivan. Yeah, he sent these over. And I'll add these to the video afterward. No worries there. How long do you think a reel like this would take? If I'm making this for myself, probably like 4 to 5 hours. But I personally don't like 3D reels, just for the ROI and the time spent on them, if I'm being honest. But I am trying to get more acclimated to using the camera, just because it still is a good skill to use. But I just need editors to charge more for their work, because it's still to me like not worth doing these. I need to go way forward on this. Try and flatten that out. Still not good. That's gonna look a little crazy. Not what I wanted at all. Okay, so I'm asking it, hey, stay here. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. I need to have it go further. Get rid of this one. Still way too slow. I mean, I do like this path. It's just not working for me. Okay. It's listed on the, what do you call it? It's listed on the playlist that's on our front page. Yeah, it should be kind of near the bottom. All right, I've been editing videos for about 6 years. I'm lucky enough to work at a firm, congratulations, where I make videos for our clients. And I've made several viral videos. Any advice to make more money editing vids? I mean, I'm always trying to figure that out for myself, because it's ever changing. It's ever changing. I mean, with your current situation, if you've been with him for, oh, well, no, I read that wrong. How long have you been with the firm? Because I would try to kind of leverage that relationship a little bit more. If you've gotten them, do you know the tangible results of what your videos got them? Are they selling a product? Hopefully they are, because that'll give you a little bit more wiggle room to maybe ask for more money. Okay, so are you happy with the pay? Do you want to get more clients? Because Are you a contractor with them? Could you put them in a file in the description, please? Yes, yeah. I'll put these in a file in the description once this is uploaded. Can I do that now? I wonder if I can throw them in there now. Oh, it's just... That's the default. Okay. I'll go ahead and throw them in the free one, though. Let me know if you guys can get this. Move this over. So if you go to the drive, I'm going to try and throw these in there. My drive, YouTube. Okay, let's see if they're in here. See if I can throw these in here. This will be folder, icons. Okay. Open that up. Let me just throw all these in here. So this this drive link is on all of our YouTube videos, by the way. Did it work? Maybe it's just loaded. All right, well, I'll come back to that. Maybe I have to, I don't know if the stream is messing it up or what I have open. No, our clients are in politics and the pay is okay, but I like to be my own boss. I mean, oh, so I'm guessing you said no about being a contractor, like you're an employee? Okay, what advice would you give for intermediate video editors who are looking for clients? I would say talk to everyone you can possibly talk to. Yes, I'm an employee. Okay. Well, I would start... I think the easiest transition for you, Trison, is to see what videos they're comfortable with you using for a portfolio. Preferably, you want ones that you're proud of. So I would start to get that. Icons from Ivan just popped in. Okay, cool. Let me check they're in there. Yes. Okay, good. Oh, and did I add them twice? I hope I didn't. Okay. No, that's cool. But there you go. They're in there now. Yes, I'm an employee. Yeah, icon. Okay, yeah. What advice would you give for intermediate video editors who are looking for clients? I would say keep building your portfolio. I do recommend, I know a lot of people talk about personal brand, Houston being one of those people. I'll go ahead and continue on this here in a second. I am interested in what they said about Houston's latest. Let's go ahead and look at that. Oh, something's still uploading? Oh, okay. Well, just make another tab. Alright. Let's do Houston cold. Okay, his latest, you need to, all these online gurus, you've tried ecom, you've tried SaaS. Okay. Okay. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff to this, but I'll just try and pick one. Okay. Thanks, bro. They look great. Okay, cool. Good. Do they want to learn from me? Then I create a product. All right, let's start with an easy one here. So we have some outlines. Oh, they're actually, looks like they have 3 little layers. That's kind of cool. Okay. I would record, but I'm pretty sure my computer would not like me if I did that. Okay. So I think a few things that we could do here in that specific piece. Let me see if I can just take a screenshot. Okay, let's do something like right there. Okay. Take a screenshot of that. Because you could use the camera focus, or you could have them with like a Gaussian blur. It might be easier to do a camera focus in this scenario. But actually, now that I say that, he might be just using Gaussian blur to blur those with a little bit of opacity. Because like as this is moving out, these are actually still in frame, or still focused. So we might do something like that. Okay, let's try that. All right. Let's do comp. Houston. Let's do like 3 frame. Goodness, can't type. Okay, bring in the snapshot here. All right, what are we working with? Okay, so first instinct here is to kind of throw up some strokes. Turn off these. The first one is what? It looks like it's just red, green, blue. So we'll do that. This will be red 1. Control D. Blue. Control D. Green. Change the color on all those. Let's do, what'd I say? Oh, well, I don't want them both selected. Let's do green. Let's do blue. Okay. So we got those. Damn, how long did that video take him to finish? Who knows? Yeah, last time I checked, he doesn't edit. Yeah. He has a whole team that are really good, obviously. What should I do after I put together a portfolio? Oh, okay. Start reaching out to people. Kind of same thing that I was telling Amy. Start reaching out to whoever you know. The easiest place to start is kind of where you're located. That's probably the biggest advantage that you have, is because like if you can be in front of somebody and tell them your case, you can, you know, start practicing talking to those clients and getting an idea of what they need or what they want. All right, so this is the first set. I shouldn't have exited out of that. Okay, so red's up top, green, then blue. Red's up top, green, then blue. Red, green, blue. Okay. Let me go ahead and take this off for a second. Okay. Make all these 3D. Go ahead and get an idea where these sit. And let's move some stuff back. So red is on top. I'll just do, I don't know, 25 pixels. I think that'll be fine. Let's do 25. So that's back. Let's do 50, and then let's do 75. Okay, so now these are all stacked. Looks good to me. Should have rounded these, but we can do that. Let's do round. I don't know, 50? Could try 100. Let's do 100, whatever. These 100. Yeah, once you have a portfolio together, I'd start sending out stuff. I do recommend people doing like the personal brand thing, to where you're putting yourself in front of a camera, you have a microphone, you're talking about what you do. You might even talk through some of your edits. I know a lot of people will just show their edits. They'll show like, here's the edit, here's the before and after. Another take on it is that you could talk through it. I haven't seen anyone try and do that. But sorry for the dumb question, but would you say that this is more motion graphics than video editing? Yes, it is, Michael Garcia. It definitely is. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we all kind of blended the terms. We all kind of blended what's actually going on here, because this is like, we're combining a bunch of different skill sets, are we not? And that's, you know, another thing that I'm telling people all the time, like, we need to value what we're doing here. Because when people ask for video editing services, they're expecting like us to have all of these skills, which is fine if you do. But, you know, you have to be an advocate for yourself in order to get paid fairly for this thing. Because, yeah, like, I'm really trying to have editors like charge more. Like, it's not, this is not going to be sustainable if you're just like grasping for the, like, all right, I would love to get paid $50 for this, but I just need the business, I'll do it for $10. And then you do 30 or 50 of those, and it's like, you could have worked anywhere else and got paid more money, but you wanted to get the business so bad, so you decided to discount yourself. And I'm not trying to say that I've got that figured out. Like, quite frankly, I don't have it figured out, but it's been like a process for me to keep advocating for a higher price, keep charging those higher prices, because I know that I'm getting better and more efficient. So I mean, a big part of this is that just staying in it long enough to getting to those places. Because you really don't have a gauge on how good you are, but I know people that don't edit at all. They don't edit at all, but they run an agency beautifully just because they have a different skill set. So if you're, you know, Tryson is talking about kind of going on his own, that's great if you really want to do that. And, you know, you won't have to answer to someone else, but that all comes with a different pros and cons list on its own, as you could probably imagine. It's a very scary thing to do. But in that sense, you know, it's like, what is important to you? Where are you in your journey? Because I know in my first company, there's a lot of different issues that I had in my first company, but one of them being that I wasn't comfortable with how the company was running with a former partner. And I personally did not like managing people. So that's why I went on my own, is because once I had that firsthand experience of like, well, this can't be that hard. No, it's very hard. When your phone is ringing all the hours of the night, or all the hours of the day going into the night, like, that starts to kind of weigh on you. And for me, I just had enough. So that's why if you guys have seen like parts of our podcast, I talk about that, of like, it's not a season I wanted to be in. I did it for a little over 2 years, and I was just like, I'm getting run down. I'm starting to hate this, so I had to get out. But anyway, I'm not trying to vent. I'm not trying to vent to y'all. It's just more of kind of my perspective on what you could be doing. And if you're thinking about trying something on your own, then do it. It doesn't have to be this big change, by the way. Like, you can fit it in your schedule if you really want to do it, and then you can get a taste of like, maybe I'll kind of put this on the back burner, or maybe this is fine. Maybe I can do this. So yeah. When would there be more episodes of the podcast? I can really make them whenever. I just try to make things of when I have something good to say. I try not to put things out there that's just filler, because with what I'm putting out now with these live streams, I just don't have the time to make like really concise scripts. I'm just not in that current season. It's been a really rough 3 months, so I'm trying to just be. I'm trying to have a stricter schedule on the creative stuff because I need to make more money. So yeah, so I'm starting to just invest more time into the course, invest more time into our paid community, and then for the YouTube audience, I thought this would be helpful that I just come on, just edit something, we can talk through stuff, I can learn stuff from you, you can learn stuff from me, and then we can move together like that. Because with all of my scripted content, it takes a long time. It takes a long time. Because it's just a lot of fact checking. And here is kind of where I can just play around and just get better with all of you. And then if there's anything that I say off the cuff that'll help you, I think that's a benefit too. So that's why I'm doing this. But yeah, I hope that answered some of it. Because I really want people to be successful in this. It's been a really hard road for us. And that's the same for a lot of people, but I really like doing this, and I feel like I keep getting into situations to where it's like, dang, man, how does this keep happening? Why do I keep doing this to myself? So if I can try and encourage people to get to that place sooner, to where it's like you don't have, like, it doesn't have to be this breaking point. It's more of like a maturity thing of like, oh, I'm ready to do this. All right, now this is the next step. Because when you're in someone like Tryson's shoes, who's like questioning of like, hey, I want to do something on my own, go for it, dude. See how it feels. There's no shame of finding out. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying not to preach to y'all too much. Because I'm like, I mean, I'm figuring it out each and every day, and I've been doing this for 10 years. I mean, that's the truth of it. Because it changes. That's the thing about this thing. It changes all the time. So if you see a strategy that's being promoted online that's working, odds is that it was working a year ago. And then they're telling you about how much it worked a year ago. And it's and it doesn't work for you, right? You guys might be able to relate to that, because that was, part of like some of our business stuff, because our current packages are around podcasting. And podcasting, I feel like, is finally like coming down, because there's just so many podcasts out there, and then there's a lot of misinformation out there, because I feel like the industry is changing. But again, like, it's changing all the time. Short form. Sorry. Wow. I like the live editing. Thanks, man. Like, this is something different. And I try not to get into my head about like my speech. So I'm trying to just get better at trying to talk in this long format rather than being so scripted. So short form editing becomes harder and harder because those kinds of videos. I think it's fine. But if you're an editor and if you're not charging enough, like, they're going to have to find another editor that's going to do it at that price. And then if we just keep bumping the prices up, then maybe this would be a more sustainable career, because I've had to go into freelancing. I did not. Okay, here's a quick story time. I did not want to be a freelancer. I refused to even call myself a freelancer for the longest time, because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put cameras in front of people. I just wanted people to send me edits. That's what I wanted. And then it got to a point where I'm like, well, it'd be a big benefit if I learn those skills and then just took my equipment, or, you know, got used to handling equipment, got used to how to use the equipment, because then that makes me more skilled as a professional, of course. And then 2, I can literally just go to the client rather than them waiting on me. Because that was something that I talked with an agency probably 2 years ago at this point. But they were trying to hire us to go out and shoot the stuff because they were still charging clients for basically nothing. Like, they were charging clients, and the clients were like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it. Sorry, I haven't been able to get in the studio. Where he was like, hey, can we hire y'all to go and shoot this stuff so we have something to edit? We feel bad charging our clients. And I'm like, what a situation he was in. But anyway, I didn't want to be a freelancer, and there came to a point of where I'm like, well, I kind of have to be a freelancer if I want to keep eating. So that's what I had to do. You ignore my queue 2 times, bro. Freedy, did you post something else? Did you send me a question somewhere else? I'm sorry, Freedy. What's up, man? This is the first thing that I'm seeing on this chat right now. Is it on Discord? If it's on our free stuff, then that's my fault for sure, because I try and stay away from our free Discord because of all the scammers on there. Okay, and then we have, what'd I do, roundness? What's the question, bro? I'm here now. I see it. What's up? Oh, come on, man. There we go, 50. All right, I think that tightened things up. Did I miss one? Yes, I missed this first one. And this one. Oh my goodness. 50. There we go. Okay, I think that's a little bit more accurate to what we were seeing. All right, then what was all those texts? You've tried ecom. I'm gonna have to write this down. Ecom, SAS, SMMA. Okay. The camera, let me see. These online gurus, you've tried to, okay. So we're starting from the top, and we're just moving out ever so slightly. Okay. Freedy, what's going on, man? Send me the questions. You're telling me, hey man, answer my questions. You're not asking it. But if it's long-winded, again, sorry. Okay, Roadless CS2. I'm also struggling with work, but then decided to upgrade myself. Okay, took your course and few assets. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rod. Hopefully soon reach levels close to Houston and Bart VFX. Cheers, master. Oh, I'm no master, my man. But thank you for investing in us. That really means a lot. I hope the course has been helpful and the assets that I provide in there, man. That means a lot. For Houston and Bart, I feel like this is just my interpretation of their strategy. I don't think either of them want to make tutorials. I believe Houston recently has had some of his team put together something in his school, which is cool. But as far as the strategy, like, it's a brand, like, I'm trying to understand those models, because that was something that I was trying to pursue, but I went about it the wrong way. I feel like I should have stayed on YouTube, but I tried to compete on Instagram, and I'm like, I feel like I'm too long-winded for Instagram. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But with Houston and Bart stuff, you know, like, their models are centered around digital products. So like Bart, he's not going to put out a tutorial, or I haven't seen one yet, but he'll put out all of the assets that he uses, and then he'll charge for them. I think that's a great model. So, and then with Houston, it's like, hey, do you want to be, like, I think his model is like authoritative branding. Because his, like, outside of school, I believe, like, him and I had a conversation where he also pairs editors with agencies, and then he gets paid for that. So it's kind of a, pseudo model. But in terms of like just having the editing skill, I think they're important to have. I think they're important to kind of understand what's happening on screen. But I would want some sort of salary or retainer position. I would not do these one-off. There's no chance, dude. There's no chance. I would do these one by one. Or, I'm sorry, like, hey, I'm going to do this for $100 or $200. It's like, no. Like, we're going to do 4 or 8, and I'm going to get paid up front so I can effectively work on these. Yeah. So I would try and have some sort of agreement like that. Bart makes free tutorials on his free Discord. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. What is his Discord? Is it just his name? Yeah, I'll for sure join that. That's cool. Exactly at 4th. Who's 4th? Becomes harder and harder because those kinds of videos. Yeah. Clients low pay and ask for the moon is making move to more corporate agency editing. Yeah. Man, I should make a video on that. Thanks. Dude, that's like so easy to talk about. And like really, I already said it earlier. It's like, dude, we keep blurring the lines of what video editing is. And like, I feel like I'm partly responsible for that too. Because I mean, this is motion design, motion graphics. But it's kind of like distinguishing the difference between the two, because it's very different. It's a whole different skill set. You can't do this inside of Premiere. Have fun doing it in CapCut. Like, good luck, man. Yeah, no. So yeah, a video on what video editing and motion design is. Yeah, because I'm like, if you're going to be making these and you're going to go on Fiverr and charge even $50 for something like this, like, come on, y'all. Like, who can reasonably stay in the industry when we keep running these prices to the ground just to get the business, and you guys get burned out because you're not getting paid enough? Like, we all have the same problem. That's what's funny about this. We all have the same problem. Okay. Demir, what is up? Hi there. I'm a video editor for over 7 years, mainly. Hey, I'm just putting this out there. Freedy came in the chat, and he said I didn't answer 2 questions, and he hasn't said anything. Just making that clear. So hi there. I'm a video editor for over 7 years, mainly stuck with mediocre paying clients, and it's not bad. Do you have some tips on how to get to higher ticket clients? Thanks, bro. So, a few things on that. The biggest tickets that I've gotten are all from past relationships. I started editing a podcast as a student for a college, and I edited that podcast for about 4 years. And when I started my first company, it was around podcasting, and so I already kind of had my hand and face around people that knew me. So they kind of, like, it was easy for them to already make that connection with me because I've been doing it for a certain period of time. So, and I'm saying that because it's important. Like, I didn't just go out and pitch this. It was more of kind of a organic thing of, hey, this is the next progression. Would you guys be interested in something like this? So the biggest clients that I've had have actually been institutions, and those were from past relationships because people knew me. So what do I mean by that? Our first contracts were with a school, and those are state funded here in the U.S. Like, it's government grants and things of that nature. So the processing and payments are a little bit different because it's like 4 to 6 weeks to get paid, which is, kind of a, like, you really need to charge a lot because you're going to kind of be in not the hole for a long time, but the pay schedule is a little bit different. Whereas if you're working with just an individual or a small business, so but the biggest stuff started from those relationships, and then after I got out of my podcasting company, they knew that I was a video guy in town just because I've been doing it for a certain period of time, and then I got offered to kind of make up some sort of video course for the institution, and so I started doing that, and that was our biggest contracts last year. Freedy, ask your question. For real though. Do you have tips on how to get higher ticket clients though? So my tips are get comfortable with a medium platform strategy that you're comfortable with. So I like Instagram and YouTube, and I try to stay there as far as like what I'm going to promote or what I'm going to put out. I'm comfortable with those. So I try my best to put my face out there and let people know what I'm doing. One of the I kind of paused to say this now because LinkedIn has changed so much. LinkedIn is like terrible now. But LinkedIn, I still feel like is a good place to post your work or try to connect with people that own businesses, because their CEOs, they have a certain position that they operate in, and you can actually talk to them. So like that's an avenue, but I think the biggest advantage that a lot of people overlook is their location. Now for people in the Philippines and India, I don't I can't really speak to that because I don't think it's fair. Here in the US, like I feel like it's just different because like you're not going to find that many people doing videography or media stuff in those countries. But I could be totally wrong. Like I'm totally ignorant to that fact because most of my success has actually been like in front of people. Have been actually like going to the place, shooting the stuff, editing the stuff. That is where most of my experience comes from. I have very little experience with doing remote editing work because most of it is stuff that I shot. But the remote editing stuff has come from what I put out online. So that's why I tell people to put out either tutorials or something educational online for people to come to you. Or like that's what I did. Like I put out some tutorials on how to do things, and then I got inquiries to record to edit for people. So that's always a strategy that I try to talk about, is just making something educational and putting it out there, but with your face on it. I know a lot of people have different strategies about posting on platforms, but I still feel like when you put your face out on something, you're signing it. Like you are saying like, hey, I'm the professional, I do this thing, here's what I did, rather than an AI voice, or you're just handing out assets. Like that's an entirely different market. So you kind of have to get into a space to where you're figuring out who you want to go after. So who is the avatar? There's all kinds of different words to say, but it's like, who is your ideal client? How can you go after those? So I'm trying to reel it back on tips on how to get higher ticket clients. So I knew going into some of these budgets that we were working with schools. So at the time, COVID was happening, and all of the schools I should say all of the schools specifically in our state, we live in Texas, they got a grant for millions upon millions of dollars for each and every district in the entire state. So, who are the people that move the needle forward in terms of like who's going to make the decision to sign and write the checks? And in that case, we thought it was the superintendents of those schools, but it was actually the school boards of those school districts. But our point of finding or connecting those key players was that, hey, we're going to target the superintendents and then we're going to have the superintendents make the sale to the board so we can also get the contract, because we now have the knowledge of every single school in the state got this grant. You can pay us with that grant, and here's why you should pay us for that grant. So, like, that's a lot of information that I knew just being in this place. And I know that there is something that you could be doing, or there is something or someone that you could be talking to right now. Right? Like, all of us have different advantages that are right in front of us, but we want some sort of strategy to go about it. Whereas it's like, well, we could just go and try and have that conversation. And that is where you'll find probably most of your success is like when people say, oh, it's about all, or it's about who you know. There's a lot of truth in that. So I think that is severely underrated in terms of like what you could do. Hope that answers your question. I feel like I needed to give you all of that context because I wish I could tell you that it was, I did this for higher ticket clients. Because what I did do is build proposals to make sure that we looked professional. I made sure that we had a website so that we could direct them of like, hey, you want to look at our stuff, you want to look at our testimonials, you can look at that there, but here's our proposal. So when you're dealing with a high ticket client, I would make sure that I have everything in order. Like from the jump. When you send that email, make sure that all of your contact is there. Make sure that they are pairing your face somewhere if that's on your email signature, if it's on the proposal, if you have a proposal attached, if you have a video walking through, like make it as easy as possible for them to not only get in touch with you, but to look at your stuff. Yeah. There you go. All right. Okay, I leave my client to learn AE. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, AE is a good skill set to learn, but it does take time. I really agree. I've fallen into the trap of attributing motion graphics at yeah, man. I feel like we all have at this point. I'm also into podcast editing. I got started right before I found your channel and really got some great advice from it. What I would like to ask is when editing audio, what do you do to get good audio from online podcasts? In Premiere, after recording, it became officially podcast for audience. The best stream I've ever watched about editing. Your value is unmet. Thanks, dude. I know I'm just kind of talking here and okay. Now I can answer that question. So when editing audio, what do you do to get good audio from online podcasts? You don't have too much control of what you could do. In terms of like quick stuff, if you're editing clips, is to make sure that you boost the volume. I can walk through that. Because there's a few different options that you could do inside of Premiere Pro. I put it in one of the videos. I think it was the most recent one for Houston. I talked about the lazy audio effects that you could use. I'll quickly go through that. That was a detailed explanation. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. Like, happy to talk about that. I mean, and like, I'm trying to talk from my experience. Like, I don't want you to think that I have the answer to remote editing because I really want to be a remote editor, but it's so saturated and we keep charging terrible prices. So it's like I have to keep freelancing. I have to, simply for that fact. Okay, so just a quick review. This is for Chubbs, talking about something that you find online. So when you get a waveform, let's just pull this one for example. All right, let me take off the effects real quick. I think it's just that. Is it just audio gain? Yeah, it is. Okay. Put that back down to 0. Okay, so like this is a waveform that hasn't been altered, right? This is like, imagine that you just recorded this off of something and then you would do Like the first thing that I check is if there is a spike. There's no like real hard spikes here, but if you take note of, let's see if we can find a spike, something like that. So this spike is going to limit how far this can go. So this is what I mean. When you go to audio gain, you can do normalize all peaks to 0, right? So that's right before we clip. So if I do that, it's going to bump things up. But like I said before, this spike in particular is limiting that. So when we pass it, see that spike come up. But it's limiting how loud this can be. Because if I take it away, if I take away that spike, oh well, I should have showed you the change. Oh, oops. Going too far. Let's try it again. There's our spike. Add audio gain. So right now it's saying, hey, we're going to increase this by 5.6 decibels, right? So when you go back to it, okay, the gain was moved up to that. But if I take away that spike and I go to audio gain, normalize peaks, now it's saying, hey, we can actually boost this to negative 14.3. So now this is obviously going to be a little bit louder. So those are kind of the quick things to take note of when you see in a waveform. Now for the effects, so I would do something like that. I would try and do the audio gain, and if I'm already peaking on something, I might just leave it alone. And the way that you can tell is by this little VFX box. All right. So for the lazy stuff, I believe I'll do multi-band compressor first, and then I use a preset on there. So if I open up our effects controls, multi-band compressor, I'll do edit, the preset, and I'll do broadcast. So this is pretty good on its own. And then I will go in here and do hard limiter. Put that on there. And with hard limiter, I'll do the preset with limit it to negative 3 dB. So now if we play it, again, by default, if we actually look at what hard limiter is doing, it's bumping things up by 6 decibels. So kind of be careful to how much this is bumped up because it could sound distorted. But I'm also saying, hey, cut it off at negative 3 dB. So when we look at this, so when we look at the waveform, you'll see that it won't go past negative 3 dB.
We ejected before we removed the SD card.
It's all locked right there.
Here to this button again.
All right. So yeah, so those are kind of the easy ways to do it inside of Premiere. I can show you what I do inside of Audition if you would like that as well, if you're actually editing podcasts. I have a few processes that I do in there. And then I think the latest lazy thing that you could also do is go into Essential Sound, or I think you can right click it now. You don't even have to go in Essential Sound. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Enable Enhanced Speech. Because that will then tell Adobe, hey, we're going to go ahead and enhance it, and you'll see Essential Sound already popped up. And there it is. And now we have
SD card we ejected before.
Now we have Adobe doing some of this.
Here to this button.
And then you can mess with the mix amount. 10 is going to sound really crazy, but if you're in a really tight spot and you need to turn around a project real fast, this isn't a bad option too. Now, if you, for whatever reason, need really good audio, I'll show you what I do for that as well. Let me get a better example because this is off of a phone. But let me see if I have something. Yeah, let's do this update vid. Okay. So like for update videos, I really don't pay much attention to like what I'm doing. So I did exactly what I just showed you. I did multi-band compressor and hard limiter. Like that's what I did for this because I wasn't worried about it. But say that I don't do any of that. Say that I take these off. Let's go ahead and remove it. Let me take off just the effects. All right. So say that I cut down my podcast. Here's my podcast. I'll do Control M. So I can go ahead and export it out. Oh, let me save this real quick. Because as I stream this, I don't think Premiere and After Effects are liking how many resources I'm using. All right, let's try it again. All right, I'm going to reopen Premiere. No. Okay. People keep saying I need to switch to DaVinci, but But I'm so used to restarting this stuff. Goodness. Okay. Get this update vid. All right. Oh, and I also have to jump off in 9 minutes, but I'll go ahead and walk you through what I do. All right, so I do Control M. I export out the audio by itself. So I go over and click the format. I'll do waveform audio. Open this up. I'll change the sample size to 24-bit, so it's just a little bit higher quality. And then I'll get an idea of where it is, so let me just make sure I know where this is. So it's in J. Oh, okay, that's connected to the SSD. That's fine. So I'll do something like that. Do you make any content on Instagram? Yes. I hear the DaVinci thing too. I like Premiere. Yeah, I've used Premiere for more than half of the time I've been alive. So it's like I'm kind of just stuck using this thing. All right, but they say that you can reprogram all of your keystrokes into DaVinci. So I've been kind of interested in it because I'm tired of paying $60 a month. If I'm being real. All right, so I'll open up Audition. So now when I go into Audition, I just work on this one specific file that we exported out of our edited stuff. So we're cutting it up. We're making sure that everything's good inside of Premiere Pro first. And then we're going to go find that audio track that we exported out and then edit that to put it back into Premiere Pro. So there's our sequence. Open this up. So I have my waveform right. So the first step is to find a spot to where you can kind of get the AC, the HVAC, the sound of the room. This is called the noise floor, is what some people will also refer it to. I'm going to do Control-Shift-P, and that is going to ask for a noise reduction. So I'm going to capture a piece of the audio where it's just that, the air conditioner, the ambient noise that you hear in the background noise. Capture that noise print, and then it's going to show me, hey, we can clean this up. And so these are kind of my settings on it. These are pretty close to the normal presets, but I think I bumped this down to 60 dB, 60%, smoothing at 1, spectral decay at 65, something like that. And then I will now select the entire file, and I'll say apply the noise reduction to all of it. So I'll run that. What's your system specs? So I'll quickly tell you that when I'm about to get off. All right, so next thing I do is I go to Amplitude Statistics, and I say, hey, go ahead and scan this file and tell me what that looks like. And what I pay attention to over here is the average RMS amplitude, because that's telling me, hey, at this is kind of where everything is, or like this particular wave is hitting on an average of -35. So that tells me my kind of rule to this is between 4 to 6 decibels on where you can add a noise gate to kind of clean it all up. So we have a noise reduction, but I now want to add a noise gate to kind of clean up all of the audio. Now, if I go further than this average, let's say I do -35 on the dot, I'm likely going to cut out some words. So doing this for years, my rule is pretty much add 5 or 6 to this number. So in this case, I'll go to Dynamics, add my auto gate, and then I'm going to add 5, so that's going to be -45, or sorry, -40. And then I'm going to apply that effects rack. Awesome. And then I do have my own little preset. And what I use here is the multi-band compressor. Sometimes I don't have to use this all the time, so I'll likely either just turn this off. I have a plugin. This plugin is $100. I'm sorry, I'm talking about a plugin on this, but Audition does have a built-in one. If you go to noise reduction, reverb, this is kind of comparable to what my plugin is, but you can do a heavy or light. This kind of cuts down the echo that you might hear from walls bouncing, or sound bouncing off the walls. Those are called reflections. But that is that. So de-esser, this is to kind of cut down the S's. And then I have a speech volume leveler, which bumps everything up to a nice level. So you see, like, there's kind of peaks and valleys in here. The speech leveler is going to level all that out. And then I have the hard limiter to make sure that I'm cutting everything off so I don't peak ever. So I'm cutting it all at -2. And then I click apply. Where is the old live? It's on the main page. I believe it should be listed. I'll talk about my system specs in a second. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. I use a Ryzen 9 3900X for the processor. For the graphics card, it's a Radeon Ultra Thick 3. Yeah. And then I have 64 gigs of RAM. There's a quick one. I'm trying to remember. I'm not using a Tomahawk. It's called something else for the motherboard. It's on my channel, latest one reel. It's on my channel. Okay, hold on now. So okay, let me finish this up. Okay, so now you see all the sound is unique, or it's unique. All the sound is uniform, and then I'll go into a multi-track, and then I'll go inside the multi-track and clean it up if there's any little spots that are popping and stuff like that. And then I'll take that file and put it inside of Premiere. There you go. So that is the kind of audio process that I do for podcasting. All right, but that is that. All right, I got about 2 minutes left. I think I got an AE question. All right, so Freedy. Do you make any content on Instagram? I do. I'm really conservative with Instagram now. I'm trying to just still leverage YouTube because that's where we get the most traction. And I'm long-winded, so I think it's the better platform for me. Okay. Let me just show you something that's like kind of finished, because I'll show you the craziness I did on the Houston stuff. Because this is the original project, man. I worked on this for days. But anyway, I'll walk through that if y'all want to. Okay, so one client asked me to make motion design like Danco, and I did, and he said he would pay good. I believed, and after that, he said $10 because it was just 7 seconds. I said, yeah, for real. I would say something similar. Sup, everyone? What did I miss? We talked about all kinds of stuff, Stefan, but I will have the replay public, and it should be on the main. It should be on our. You know what? I'm gonna show y'all just so it's like this guy is lying to us. I'm gonna show you that I'm not lying. Now, if it's public, that's my bad. But let's see this. Okay, so that's happening right now. Very cool. It should be here at the bottom. Yeah, there it is. And it's not there. That's hilarious. Well, thank you all for letting me know. Because now I will... I guess it's... Because some... Okay, here is my thing with this. It was telling me that people were still commenting on it, so I thought it was fine. But I guess it's not. Let's go to live. It says unlisted. Okay, all of these were... I can delete all these. These were all my attempts this morning. Edit. Delete forever. Delete forever. Okay. But yeah, I'll go ahead and make this public. Bam. I do need to throw a thumbnail on there. I did make a thumbnail, part 1. There's a lot of talking in between, so it won't hurt my feelings if you guys skip through it. Like, totally do that. Okay. It's on my channel, the latest one reel. Do you have a channel on YouTube, Freedy? Is that what you're referring to? Oh goodness, I think I moved too fast for this. Do you have something on Instagram? Okay. Why don't you get NVIDIA? At the time, I was doing high volume edits, and that were like really long. They were like 15-minute videos, and NVIDIA cards were taking hours. Like I was doing a lot of podcasts, I was doing a lot of video courses, so I thought it would be better for me to get a Ryzen chip. And yeah, then the exporting time cut like 80%. I went from like exporting things out from 1 to 2 hours to 10 to 20 minutes. So that's why I went with it, because I was doing high volume stuff. And then I wanted to get better at After Effects, and it does pretty well inside of After Effects, I would say, especially with 3D stuff, because there's just more cores. But I can't find the main page, please. Yeah, okay, yeah. Also, what is your RAM usage right now? I want to upgrade. Mine is 64, and it doesn't even use that much. So I feel like I would have been fine at 32. And I'll show you, like, still not using that much. But yeah. Anyway, press Control T to create new tab in Chrome. Oh no, I mean, oh, what did I do? Did I do? Anyway, thanks for that. That was Editing Pro Chirag, if I said that right. Okay, we're gonna look at FreeD real quick. I mean, 7 seconds could be 10 hours for motion design. Like, let's be real. Which is, hey man, I'm gonna, if there's one thing from this stream, I shouldn't have, what in good gracious, we got 5 nights of wait. FreeD's, okay. There we go. My man out here with almost 10K. Let's go. What up, FreeD? All right. Here we go. Client work. Oh, I know what tutorial you watched. When you try, give up. Very well done. And he paid you 10 bucks? Good gracious. Yeah, man, that's great. Good stuff. But I have no excuse until I upgrade my PC. Yeah. Please build your own computers. Far and away better. Because you can just keep upgrading it. Yeah, I used to be a laptop dude. They're going to die after, realistically, around 5 to 6 years. But if you build your own PC, you can just keep upgrading it. But all right, y'all. That's it. I went 4 minutes over. This is now available. I know it is. I'm guessing after I get off the stream, this will be good to go. I don't know what's happening here. Did I delete the wrong one? I'm going to be so sad if I did. I don't think I did. Can I upload the thumbnail? Save. It's loading. Let's see if it does it. Okay, there we go. I think it was just a bug because I was deleting stuff. All right, so they should both be there. There we go. And then, again, the main channel. If you go to the very bottom, it should be there. Yep, there it is. There's a lot of talking. Feel free to scrub through it. Thanks, Chubbs. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Let me know if you guys need any help with anything. I'll keep going on this 3D stuff. I'm still trying to not only get better at it. I pretty much have the Houston, like, I know we added this to the course. A lot of it was kind of linear camera movements, which I was fine with. But like with the one, I'm having trouble already, and I'm just trying to get better at the one that we're working on. No, I didn't take it. I'll use it for Insta. Oh, okay. Is there a part 3 tomorrow? Tomorrow is... Yeah, there'll be a part 3 tomorrow. I'll be on. All right, y'all. I'll see you later. Oh, I didn't even do the second camera. Let me go to the second camera real fast. Am I on the second camera? Yeah. All right, y'all. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. I'll keep it going. Thank you, Ahmed. See you.